So, I have a confession. You may have noticed that in my last few videos, I have taken a very different approach and I stopped talking about growing a YouTube channel. Here's the thing. What I did was actually not random. It was deliberate, and I did all of that so that I can share and prove to you a very important point that you too need to implement on your YouTube channel immediately. But before that, I know what you guys are here for. You want to know how I doubled my click-through rate, or CTR, am I right? So my CTR actually went from on average 5% to about 10 to 13% in the first 24 hours after my video was launched. And this happened in my last 5 videos. That actually caught me by surprise because that itself validated a lot of things that were going on in my mind at that time, which was giving me a bad headache almost every day. You see, I took a risk where I went completely out of norm and I talked about strange things that are only somewhat related to running a YouTube channel. The reason I did that is actually quite simple. At some point, your channel is going to go stale. Your subscribers and your viewers will go, "Oh man, not this crap again." And at some point, every channel has to evolve, whether it be content or style or topic. And I believe it was my time. I'll be honest with you, how I doubled my CTR was a complete gamble. In other words, it was an experiment, a risk that turned out pretty well for me. And in this experiment, not only did I double my CTR, but I also discovered 3 extraordinary points that I know are going to help your YouTube channel as well. So of course, the first one is improving your CTR. CTR has got to do with 2 things only: your title and your thumbnail. I'll give you a before and after so that it becomes clear to you. Before I started my experiments, I was playing it safe. I was always creating these videos that talk about how to get more subscribers and how to get more views. And all of my thumbnails and titles look like this. They always sound like you're going to learn something from the video that you too can apply to your own channel. But as I kept doing the same thing week after week, I start to notice that my CTR kept dropping and dropping for each new video I launched. And at one point, it was a measly 5% CTR. And I was very disappointed, I was very devastated because often this always happens to videos of mine that I think is going to do extremely well just because it is jam-packed with information and research and a lot of effort. And of course, needless to say, the video tanked. So in my experiments, I did something completely different. I changed my title and thumbnail into something that doesn't sound like it is about learning at all. I changed it so that it demonstrates an experience I had, and I just want to share it with you. The thumbnail and title, of course, it has to be a little bit clickbaity as well, which interestingly worked pretty well. And honestly, I doubt this video you're watching right now is going to get much clicks because the thumbnail and title just sounds so much work. Or will it? And so just by me wanting to create videos of me talking about things that's happening and what I learned and just me trying to have a conversation with you guys, my CTR doubled. I also find that having a title that creates a sense of urgency and curiosity gets you a lot of clicks too. Titles that are searchable, like how to get more subscriber, whilst they make sense, they don't work as well as titles like "This is why people are not subscribing to my channel." Same contents, but the curiosity generated is very different. Okay, so not only did my CTR doubled, my average view percentage did not drop either. Here's something that really shocked me. My average view percentage for most of my videos is about 50%. In my experimental videos, I deliberately did very little B-rolls. It was a lot of me just having a chat with you guys by telling you a story. And turns out I didn't need to spend hours and hours editing a video with B-rolls and screen shares. As long as I can tell you a good story, people are here to listen. This helped me out tremendously because I can discard hours of editing time that I hate, looking for B-rolls, doing screenshots, when the truth is, they don't really matter that much for my video. And number 3, I discovered what my viewers really want on my channel. I'm actually very happy with this one because one thing I always wanted to validate is, are my viewers here to watch my videos because of me, Or are they just here to watch new things I discovered on YouTube? And if they're here for the YouTube tips, then I'm so sorry. They'll probably notice that I'm repeating myself a lot, just like any other YouTube channel that teaches the same thing. But turns out I'm actually a pretty good storyteller. People enjoy it, and I didn't need to talk about growing a YouTube channel all the time. In fact, I'm not sure if you noticed, but I'm not an expert in teaching how to grow a YouTube channel at all. But I am an expert in sharing my journey through good and bad times. So here's the thing, I highly encourage you to experiment with your videos as well. There's not one YouTube channel out there who is able to give you your success recipe. Everything I did with my experiment, from removing B-rolls to completely relying on storytelling with a talking head, this is what most YouTubers call it, a very boring video. But that's not how it is, and I just proved myself wrong for not believing in myself. Numbers don't lie, so just challenge yourself to make subtle changes to test different things out a little, and then use your metrics to validate your changes to see if it is working. In the end, what my experiments told me is people just want to feel connected with you. If you want to increase your CTR, all you have to have is some patience and build up a community that loves you for you. Now, doing these experiments does backfire sometimes. I got this one comment that completely lashed out at me, so it is quite possible that might happen to you as well. But that's another video for another time.